Let's be honest. When I say HSBC or Deloitte or Google, you might be thinking of fancy glass and steel offices, a lot of prestige, fat paychecks. And as a graduate or young person, fresh out of university or your parents' home, it looks crazy. The opportunities, the possibility to make it there, it's where all the smart people go and where the potential gets recognized. And think about what your family might say if you go work there. They might be really proud. And I get it. Big companies, multinationals, they're really attractive. I went for one after all. I applied for a large company and I started working in a large company. But there's a strong argument I want to make for going small, because large companies might have the promotional and recruitment budget to get the keenest students and the sharpest minds, but small companies, family-owned businesses and local organizations have a couple of things that might make you reconsider. A bit of background here, I'm basing all of this partly on personal experience working in a youth organization and partly on the experience of friends working in startups, not-for-profit organizations, and even setting up their own businesses. I urge you to go small because of the flexibility. As a young person, I hate to be boxed in. The same role, doing repetitive tasks again and again. And I know I speak for many others when I say that the diversity in tasks that you can be given in a small team or small company can even be fantastic. It can be liberating. You might get to do sales for a month before subbing in for a customer relations team, or pitch in for a new product even if you're not in product development. And those just might not be opportunities that you get in a specialized team in large companies. I urge you to go small because of the team spirit. Especially in smaller teams, you will get to know everybody, and you'll get to work with everybody. You might share the same office with the entire team, and go out on socials with more than just a bunch of people working on the same project. Instead, you might go out as friends. You might go through tough times with real struggles as a team, and that's when the camaraderie and team spirit kicks in. And you'll get to feel like it's the bunch of you against everybody else, and that'll motivate you forward. I urge you to go small because of the chance to meet the CEO, or even work with them. In a smaller company, you might get to spend time with him or her face to face, maybe even work on the same projects together. In smaller companies, the founder or the manager is on the same floor as the people calling customers or sorting out the papers. Everything gets done in the same place, and every idea makes its way around the office really quickly. If you've got some pep in your step and a light bulb over your head, you can pitch your idea right to the people that matter. I urge you to go small because you get to work on everything that matters. Every person is a valuable contributor, not just a number on a sheet. So your ideas, your hard work, your determination to try again until the damn numbers make sense and it all adds up will amount to something. It will gather momentum and move in some direction. But I also urge you to go small, to see how the small sometimes aren't loud enough to make their voices heard. How teachers and volunteers and hardworking people in smaller companies sometimes don't get their way. How even when you really try, when you give it your best, things sometimes go to shit. Because in a large company, you might not get to experience the most important and interesting projects, but you're also shielded from the bad stuff. I urge you to go small to see what happens when you've got a great idea and not the right resources. Or the right people. And you still give it your damn best to make it work. In a small company or NGO, you might not have the same resources as a well-funded multinational. If the budget were a runway, then larger companies just get a longer one. I urge you to go small to experience all of this. Because so many young people, like myself, want to try their hands at business and maybe set up their own, or go work in something that makes a difference. Everyone craves to have an impact, to feel like they've done something. And sure, small companies are far from a silver bullet or some magic solution, but they give you a better chance to pick up the right skills, the right experiences, and the right amount of challenge, so that you might become the kind of person that can really push the boundary. Because if you go small, you see the world from below, and seeing the world from there is a skill that we could all use a little more of. I made this video because I thought I could try something a bit different, but something that could still drive the point that we should maybe consider the options that aren't so glamorous, but perhaps are a bit better for the long term. Or maybe, who knows, maybe a big company is good for you. I'm not saying that big companies are bad. They just provide a very different experience that, for a lot of young people, sure, they might be fine, but for others they might not be. My point is, do your research, know yourself, really ask yourself what do you want, and choose for the future. As always, if you like the video, press that thumbs up button, and if you love this kind of content, press that big fat red button and subscribe. See you next time. Ciao.